The last time we worked with this file, we used the tax rate value stored in cell A10 to calculate the amount of tax collected for each type of car. I'm going to use the named ranges or defined names feature in Excel to make our equations easier to read and to add some flexibility to the work we can do with our equations. Now there are a number of ways to create defined names. The easiest way to name a single cell or range of cells is to simply select the range of cells and then click inside the name box at the top of the spreadsheet and type in the name you want. Now the name has to be all capitals. Now the name has to be only one word, you can't have any spaces in it. And once I've created one of the named cells, you can see that whenever I click on a cell, I see its name in the name box. And if I select one of the cells that I have given a name to, the name appears in the name box. Now I can see the list of names used on the spreadsheet and create or delete range names by clicking on the Formulas tab at the top of the ribbon and choose the Name Manager on the Defined Names group. And this will open up the Name Manager. From the Name Manager, I can even create a new range simply by clicking the New button, and it is automatically given the name tax rate because that's the cell just above where I was currently selected. But I'm actually going to choose a specific set of values. The name I'm going to use is called months, and the refers to area, you can see I have the word sheet 1 exclamation point. Well, sheet 1 tells me that the data that I'm looking at is going to come from worksheet 1, and I'm looking at the cell A10 with absolute cell referencing. So I can actually click this little red arrow icon, and now I can select any other range of cells. I'm going to select the values of the sales from January, February, and March. So my named range now refers to C3 to E6 on sheet 1. So I click back on that little drop-down list, and now I've defined the name of this range, which is going to be called months. The scope simply means that I want the word months or this range to be known in the entire workbook instead of just on sheet 1. And I can simply click on OK, and now I see that that cell has been given, or that range of cells has been given this name called months. I can now close my Name Manager, and now I can go about using these range names in other equations on my spreadsheet. So the first equation that I'm going to change is our equation for tax collected. So I can click on the cell, the first cell that contains the equation, and I can see that up in the formula bar I have F3 times the absolute value for, or the absolute reference for A10, which is our tax rate. Now I'm going to modify this equation, and I can simply change the formula, or I can press F2 to edit the cell. And I'm going to type in the word tax, and you can see that it lists all the functions that begin with TA, but down at the bottom of the list is the word tax rate. And if I hit tax, it becomes the only item in this list, and it's highlighted in blue. That means I can press tab to fill in the name tax rate. So now I have F3 times tax rate. So when I hit enter, my equation doesn't change, but now it says F3 times the tax rate in the cell contents, and I can simply drag this equation from one cell to another, and automatically my cells have been updated with the new equation, and it's much easier to read. This is important if other people end up using your spreadsheet after you've left. Now one of the benefits of named ranges is also the same as using absolute cell referencing, and if I change the tax rate from 0.13 to 0.15, hit enter, now all of the equations that I had before will automatically update. And that's why we're going to use named ranges or defined names in Excel.